I have a missing eye. And this is my collection of eyeballs worth over $1 million. And in this video, I'm gonna give you a full tour of my eyeball collection. I'm gonna show you every single eyeball that I have, and at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you a new eye that nobody has ever seen before. But you're probably wondering how I even have one eyeball, and well, my mom took this picture of me when she noticed a gold film in my eye and thought that was very, very weird, so she showed the doctors that picture, and the doctors were also very concerned, so they sent me to a different hospital to do tests and x-rays, and when the test results came back, they figured out that I had a rare type of cancer in the retina of my eyeball called retinoblastoma. And well, after they figured that out, they gave my parents two different options because I was only 2 years old. Option number one was to remove my eyeball and take out all of the cancer with it. And option number two was to go through chemotherapy, which would allow me to keep my eyeball. However, there was only a 50% chance that I would survive. So without a doubt, my parents chose to remove my eyeball so that I wouldn't pass away. And since that day, I've been collecting all sorts of crazy custom eyeballs, so let me show you them all right now. So here is the collection of eyeballs. Every single eye inside of this collection is worth thousands and thousands of dollars, but let's start with my first ever eyeball right here. So right after I lost my eyeball to cancer, they made this eyeball to make it look like I have two eyes, and it does not match my real eye anymore, but at one point it did. And as I put this eyeball back, you may notice that all of my realistic eyeballs slowly get bigger and bigger, which is pretty cool to see the growth. And that is because I lost my eye at 2 years old, so my body slowly began to develop and grow, which means I had to get a bigger and bigger eyeball about every 2 or 3 years, which made the eyeball actually fit and look pretty realistic. But some of my most recent eyeballs are these three right here, with this one being the newest eye that I have. So I actually just got this eyeball made about 5 months ago, and this is the newest realistic eye that I have, and this thing cost about $10,000 because it was hand painted to match the color of my real eyeball, and it was even custom fit to my eye socket, so I could actually move my eyeball around a little bit and make it look like I actually have two eyes. And then we move into all of my clear eyes. So these clear eyeballs honestly have really no purpose at all except for wearing them when I don't want to wear an eyeball. It holds my eye socket opened and it blocks the wind flow from hitting like my actual implant, making it so I can walk around without an eyeball and remain safe. And next we will move into the craziest eyeballs in the world, but starting with my real eye that I lost. So this eyeball right here is the real eyeball that they removed from my body when I was 2 years old, and this eye is the one that had cancer. Okay, just kidding. That is not the truth. This is actually a Hollywood prop eyeball that I use just to reference my real eye that I did lose at 2 years old. But now for the real fun, let's try on all of my crazy eyeballs like the world's first spiked eye. So this is the world's first spiked eye, and I actually made this eyeball by myself about 3 years ago, and this is easily the most dangerous and scariest eye in the world because it is the only eye with a spike sticking straight out of it. And then the most expensive eyeball in my entire collection, this $100,000 diamond eye. So this eyeball has over 30 different diamonds inside of this eye, and they are all real diamonds, making this the most expensive eyeball on the entire planet that cost over $100,000 because of all of the diamonds inside of this eye. And honestly, this eye is insane because who would spend that much money on an eye? And my next custom eyeball is this Sharingan eye. So this is the real Sharingan eye, and I actually just got this eyeball about a year ago, but this thing is so cool because I legit have a real Sharingan for an eye. And next is the only light up eyeball in the entire world. So this eyeball actually lights up in the dark, and it is the world's first eyeball to ever be able to do that, so let me show you. All right, so the eyeball is in, and then when I go into the dark and shut the door, this eyeball lights up, making it so crazy. But if you think the eyeballs that you have seen so far is crazy, the one at the end is absolutely insane. The next eye in my collection, and by far one of the coolest eyes ever, is this dragon eye. eye. This eyeball is so cool because I have never seen anyone else in my life have a prosthetic dragon eye, and it just looks so cool when I'm wearing it because it legit looks like I have a dragon eye. And next is one of the spookiest ones in my collection, this all-white eyeball. I think this eyeball is one of the spookiest in my collection because it legit looks like a real zombie would look exactly like this, and I have this eye. And this next eye is one of the most viral eyeballs in my collection, getting billions of views, this green screen eye. Every time I wear this eyeball, you guys green screened the craziest stuff on my eye, so I'm gonna put it in right now, and well, if you want, you can green screen something on my eye and put it in the comments below. And next we have the rainbow realistic eye. This eyeball honestly might be one of my top 3 favorite eyes in my collection because it's a realistic looking eyeball, yet it's super fake and super custom with the rainbow. It looks very, very cool. And I even have an eyeball of my profile picture. This is easily one of the most detailed eyeballs in the entire world, and the person that painted this eyeball, it took many, many days to get right. But this eye is my legit profile picture, and it looks exactly like it, which is crazy because it's me wearing an eyeball of me. I also have the only Pokemon eye in the world. This is one of the coolest eyes ever when I put it in because when I wear this eye, I legit have a Pokeball for an eye, and it is absolutely insane. And I even have a Minecraft Eye of Ender eyeball. Out of every eye that I have, this might be the best colored eyeball because this green Minecraft Eye of Ender eye just pops so much. I also have a Demon Slayer eye. Demon Slayer is an anime, and this is the only eye that I have from that anime, but it is so scary when I wear it. And my most colorful eye in my collection, this splatter paint eye. This splatter paint eyeball looks very crazy when I wear it because it is so bright and so colorful. I legit have every single color in the world on my eyeball. And I can't forget about the yellow snake eye. This eyeball is easily the most brightest eye in my collection, and when I wear this eye, it looks so cool because it's so bright and it legit looks like a snake eye. I also have an eyeball with real gold flakes inside of it. Now this eyeball is actually one of the first custom eyes that I ever got, but it cost over $10,000 because there is real gold flakes in the center of this eyeball, and it looks amazing. And one of my newest eyes in my collection, this orange spider eye. So I just got this eyeball a few months ago, and it is so cool because I've never had an orange eyeball before. But with as many eyes that I have, you might be wondering, how do you keep all of your eyeballs clean? And well, this is a prosthetic eye wipe from Prosthetic. All you have to do is open the packet, take out the wipe, and then take out your eyeball and gently clean, gently polish, and refresh your eye in just a few seconds, anytime, anywhere. So if you have a prosthetic eye, shop Prosthetic and click the link in the comment that I have down below to shop now. But in my collection of eyes, I have a few very detailed eyes, like this eye of a sunset, and also this Christmas eye with a Christmas tree and stockings. And I even have this hypnotized eye. This eyeball has a real spiral like hypnosis, and when I wear this eye, it looks so insane and so crazy because of the hypnosis eye. I honestly think this one is my favorite. And I definitely can't forget about my Lego eye. So this is a legit Lego eyeball, and it is the only Lego eye in the world. I put the pieces together and it makes an eyeball, and then I put it in, and this eye is so cool because I'm the only person in the entire world with a Lego eyeball. And you might be wondering, what are all of these eyeballs over here? And well, these eyeballs are actually real eyeballs that were made for other people who didn't want their eyeballs. So instead, I bought them, and well, it added to my collection. So there is over like 50 eyeballs that were made for other people, and well, I bought all of these eyeballs for thousands and thousands of dollars, but some of the eyeballs that are actually in there there somehow fit. And honestly, one of the most realistic eyeballs in my collection that was actually made for someone else is this green eye. So this eyeball was actually made for someone and they didn't like how it turned out. So I asked my eye doctor if I could buy it instead and they said yes. And when I put this eyeball in, I was like, oh my gosh, it fits perfectly and it looks so realistic. You legit can't even tell which one is my real eye and which one is my fake eye. But overall, my collection of eyeballs is worth over $1 million and it is the largest collection of eyes in the entire world with over 100 different eyeballs and some of the craziest custom eyes to exist. And now it is time to show you the eyeball that no one has ever seen before and the eye that I just got. It is a new spiked eyeball and it is definitely the most scariest eye in the entire world because the spike on this thing is huge. So let's put in this eyeball for the very first time and see what it looks like. And yo, this thing is crazy. Look how big the spike is. So this is another eyeball that I can add to my collection. And as you can tell, the spike on the new eye is way bigger than the other spiked eye. So that is my $1 million eyeball collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what eyeball you want me to try on next and drop a like on this video. Comment what your favorite eyeball was that I tried on and make sure you're subscribed because if you do all three of those, they help me get more custom eyeballs and I am trying to get up to 1,000 different prosthetic eyeballs and get the craziest eyes ever. So with that being said, I will see you guys in a couple of days. Peace!